what I like about your channel is the ideas. It's all new and I like it. So how do you like come up with your ideas and like what's the method behind it?
Generally, I don't really like come up with my ideas. I just kind of get like an opportunity and then I try to make the most out of that opportunity. So like the Farlands video, for example. So I was offered to join an SMP by Mid Mystics, and the idea was that it would regress through every single version of Minecraft. And I thought, hey, why not? Let's just go to the Farlands. And that was the entire endeavor. And so yeah, that was kind of like all my ideas are kind of like they come natural from the
Server.
opportunities that I
Yeah.
get presented. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I do it
So
too. I like it that way.
yeah, it feels really natural.
How did you like start off on YouTube and when did you like start to get the hang of things and get views?
Okay, so I started off YouTube around 2.5 years ago when I started posting my redstone tutorials. So I was pretty advanced redstoner, and I just kind of wanted to get my ideas out there. So I just kind of started putting together a bunch of videos, just small little tutorials that wouldn't really gain much attention, but it was just something that I could like call mine, I guess. And then I started uploading to Reddit a while back, and then that's when a few of my videos started popping off and gaining a lot of views. Since I didn't really know how to make really like a title or a thumbnail really appealing to a wide audience, and same thing with my retention wasn't the best, so I just found external views would be the best way to gain views.
Yeah.
So I went to Reddit. That's how a few videos initially blew up, but then and blew up, and when I mean blew up, like 3,000 views.
Yeah.
Um, and then I slowly continued to make videos, and then about I would want to say like a year and a half into making videos, I actually got in contact with RecRap by making a redstone door for him for one of his videos. If I don't know if you know
Okay.
this, but he wanted a redstone door for a copper house for his copper house video.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I made a door for him and I made a tutorial on it, and he saw that video, and he contacted me on Discord, and we just kind of started talking, and I asked a bunch of advice, and he gave me a really like fantastic advice. And that's when I really started to kind of pop off. I well really understand YouTube. I wasn't really popping off yet, but I
Yeah.
started to understand like the fundamentals of storytelling. And then right after that, I joined the Lifesteal SMP. So, and then right after that, I posted my first Lifesteal video, and within like 2 weeks, I had like 10,000 subscribers. So,
Yeah, I'm looking at your channel right now. That's when it all started
yeah,
going for you. That's
yeah,
crazy.
exactly.
When you switched to Lifesteal, did you ever you obviously incorporate like your coding skills and Redstone into your videos. Is that like something you knew you wanted to do from the start or did it like you say just come with it?
So originally, I wanted to just post Lifesteal videos because I got that opportunity to post Lifesteal videos, and so I was posting that type of stuff. And then I realized like I had all these cool ideas. Like I made the back rooms before I even thought of it like making the video.
Yeah.
And then so I was like, man, this could be actually a cool video. And so then I make the back rooms into a video, and it does really well, like the coding skills and everything. I
Yeah.
knew for a fact I wanted to include redstone in my videos. I didn't know that I was going to be including commands.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that Backrooms one was a banger.
Kind of already answered this, but you basically got through lifesteal through connections with RecRap.
not necessarily, actually. So I knew RecRap, but that didn't affect me getting into lifesteal at all.
Okay.
Um, I knew him, and he gave me a little bit of advice, which I used to like bring up my videos, or like just kind of like understand a little bit more about YouTube.
Yeah.
And then Lifesteal was hosting applications for their next season. And then I knew I wanted to apply, but I didn't know what to do, like what actually to do for the application video. And then one night I just thought like of this really funny skit that I could pull off. And I knew how to do Blender. And so I just went all out, and I made an application that was like so unique that they kind of just had to accept me. So before making the video, I looked at a bunch of other people's submissions, and I realized that all of them were talking about editing, and like I'm so good at editing, but it's like if you really are good at editing, you're not gonna say you're good at editing. You're just gonna show them that you're good at editing.
Yeah. That's
So
what
that's what I did.
yeah, I quote that because I remember from the Creative Grad podcast you said that, and I quote you in that, and I tell a lot of people that advice. I'm not gonna lie.
Sick.
Yeah,
Thank
it's pretty
you.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people watching this are like a big thing they could use is storytelling advice. So like what did Rec Rap tell you that started you off?
Okay, yes, that's a good question. He went over a few of my videos and he said that mostly like you want to have music in your videos. Like one of my videos didn't have music at the beginning. So it's like incorporate music as much as you want into your videos. Make sure that the music fits the tone of the video so you don't want super intense music all the time.
Yeah.
Um Also, a big thing for storytelling is to remove as much like fluff as possible and to create an interesting story. It shouldn't be like a bunch of ands over and over again. It shouldn't be like I did this and this and this and this and this and this. That's boring. That's a very linear story progression.
Mhm.
But if you say instead, I did this, but then this happened, so I adapted to this, and then this happened. So it's like you don't want to use and, um, but instead you want to use but, so, and since. And those are like the three words that you should incorporate into your vocabulary rather than a bunch of and statements, basically.
That's yeah, that's really good advice.
That's what I started to do with all my other videos, and I still do it to this day in my videos just because it's so much better than just a bunch of ands. So
How do you do pacing? How do you pace your videos?
okay, that's a good question. So pacing is a pretty hard concept for people to understand.
Yeah.
You really can only understand it if you have experience. Like you
Mhm.
have to go out and then just figure out what pacing is. And a the definition of pacing is like it's like the feeling you get when you watch the video. So
Yeah.
it's like when there's an intense moment, you have to be like fast paced, like super high intensity, boom, 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 like cuts, fast cuts. But when it's like a slower kind of like conversation scene, you're not really going to be talking or like cutting that fast. You're not going to be super intense. Um, Music drives pacing. If you have an intense scene, you're gonna have intense music. That's very like very drummy, very high intensity music. And on
Gotcha.
top of that, you want to have your cuts extremely fast and high pace.
Mhm.
And then when you go down again to like a conversation scene, the music is gonna be kind of relaxed because you're in this relaxing environment. And so it's not gonna be too much cutting going on.
Yeah, that's good advice.
So now Mr. Cube wanted to explain this retention graph from one of his latest videos.
I was actually very surprised. I thought it was gonna drop off pretty quickly, and it didn't, so that was pretty hype. A lot of, like, storytelling, can be broken down into, problem and solution sets. So,
Yeah.
like, at the beginning of my video, there's a introduce a problem, and then right afterwards, I solve it with a solution, and then I introduce a problem, solve with solution, and you just do that over and over again until you reach the end of the video, and that's, like, the final climax. And if you really, like, are very interested and passionate about YouTube, just going and looking at popular YouTuber videos that you look up to and you would wanna kinda replicate their style, look at their videos and try to figure out why they are doing what they are doing in their first 30 seconds of the video. Because if you can't hold the viewer in the first 30 seconds, then they're not going to watch the rest of the video.
Yeah.
So like especially the first 30 seconds, see what they're saying in order to develop the story. Like a long time ago when I was really kind of new to YouTube, I was looking at Rec Rap's videos and I would just kind of like try to figure out what he was doing in the first 30 seconds. Just try to come up with something uh to to figure out why he was saying the certain things that he was saying in the first 30 seconds. Um it's not much about what you are doing in the first 30 seconds as it's about what you say during the first 30 seconds that really hook the viewer. Um, so the script writing on that is really everything. It's crucial. So
If there was like one thing you could say to people starting off, what would it be?
if you guys are just starting off on YouTube, like you guys have a long way to go.
Yeah.
I would definitely like I don't know, just know that YouTube takes a lot of time. Like before I gained around 20,000 views across the entire channel in 1.5 years. So
Wow.
and then right after 1.5 years happened, everything took off. And so as long as you're in the game still and like constantly making videos and constantly trying to improve your videos and learn from other people, the better chances you have of succeeding.